Hi, everybody. I forgot my gloves. Whoops. Oh, well. I've shaved my hands recently, so it's all good. Hey, I am going to be working on setting up my game for the Hyper 1 Hour Game Jam that starts in about 3 hours. We're starting a little early here today just because I felt like it. um, Angel, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I have been struggling with some sinus infection for a couple weeks and still I'm feeling a little rough today, but I'm here.
Yay. Super duper fun. What are you working on right now?
The zine I've been working on for a while now, the how to just make it happen.
Nice. That's cool. That sounds like something that'd be super useful.
It's for the
Oops.
fictional how to, but yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be helpful. I've got like a page of the front and back done, but I'm struggling with the direction to take on it.
Nice. That's cool. Oh my. I forgot to pull up the Twitch stream on. Okay. But it's been so cold in here lately too. Our heater stopped working a few weeks ago now, um, with no sign of hope that it's going to be replaced anytime soon. So I'm wearing a hoodie and a winter hat in in our house. Um, but whatever, adapt, improve, overcome. That's it. That's the saying. The like meme from Survivor. So that's what we're doing.
And I'm covered up with a big blanket.
Nice. That definitely works. We're gonna be streaming until about 4:30, which is a little over an hour and a half, because the Hyper 1 Hour Game Jam starts at 6, which again is 3 hours from now. That gives us an hour and a half to get into the kitchen, make dinner, prepare dinner for 4 people, including ourselves, sit down and eat dinner, and then get back on here again. So that's our goal right now, is to just kind of, I'm preparing for it. Angel's working on zines. Are you going to try to do the Hyper 1 Hour Game Jam tonight, Angel? Like if it's a theme you like?
Yeah, it all depends on the theme. If not, I'm going to be working on something else I started. So, just so that I can stay busy.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. Last week, Lisa pointed out again, because people keep missing it, that pardon me, hiccup there. That one of the rules of the jam now is that it has to be fully playable on a browser window. So when we make ours, we just kind of put the full thing in the images here. If it ends up being a game like this one here is free, because I have to do a lot of work with it. I'm actually going to turn it into a zine. But if it's going to be not free after the weekend that we usually do a sale for, we will remove some of the images or replace them or whatever. So the whole game isn't just given away, but that way she can just click into those images and check out the whole game. The other thing is that there is a 10-minute timer per game, and she's talking about reducing that to 7 minutes, which means that especially for a TTRPG or analog game like ours, she has to be able to read it, understand it, and then play it within that 7 to 10 minute period. Just looking at this game, there was a lot to it. And so there wasn't even a chance of that. I actually told her ahead of time that like she could skip it because there's a lot to it. She looked over it, which was super nice. We talked about it and stuff, but I need to do a lot more simple with what I create. So that's going to be my goal. But to prep for this, I am making a temporary screen here, or a temporary game. This is like a placeholder page, so that when the jam launches, I can just submit it. In fact, actually, Hyper, this will be jam number 50 right now, and I've already joined it.
Wow.
Well, we have, because like Angel and I share an account anyway, but we have joined this already. Woo, runny nose. And so once this timer runs out, in 3 hours and 4.5 minutes or so. I'll just submit like this placeholder page, and then it can be updated later on before she actually checks it out. 1 hour game jam number 50. This is temporary. We make physical games, so it's gonna be a physical game here. We can't upload anything for this temporarily, but we are gonna do paid $1 as the placeholder, and then because of the jam etiquette says that you make a game free temporarily once it releases, like so people in the jam can check it out. So we just run a sale for one day, like for the weekend, like so the rest of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then like I usually do it till 3 a.m. Eastern time on Monday morning, so that way that's midnight Pacific, and I can make sure that I'm not setting it for midnight the wrong day, because I always super paranoid that I'm going to do that. Some of these tags can be set already. I'm going to go tabletop. Solo RPG. That's basically like 99% of what we make anyway. Everything else can be for later. We're going to copy paste a lot of the description here, though. Which, oh yeah, I still have to remove all of these. Geez, that's going to be a busy thing for the weekend. The Logic and Lore Kickstarter ended this morning at midnight. So,
are you going to replace that with anything, or just take them down?
I'm just going to take them down.
Okay.
Or maybe we'll replace them with like join the Patreon. Like I'll just make an image for the Patreon, because we already have the like, do you know we have a Patreon? So if I just replace this with an image that like people can click on, and they'll see like, this sums up like the join, and like you'll get these games or whatever. They'll have an image they can click on and look at too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, apparently for the last game, the Buy the Change You Want to See in the World, I never added the Hyper 1 hour creations at the bottom. So whoops. Normally this date here, it says June 1st, you have to join the Patreon before June 1st to get it. Normally this is 1 month out, but because we're running a special now, where people reach goals by joining for us, it is all the way through June 1st for everything until after May 1st. Then it'll be a month out from there. We're gonna do oops. Most of this is going to stick around, but we're going to change this to 50. Oops. Then this all needs to be changed to the new link. Remove the Logic and Lore thing. We're going to have to update the like once this post is made about the Patreon too. Whoopsies. Okay. So that's everything for now. So when we come like the save and view page, it's just going to be like a skeleton of a page that I like to have every single time. That way there's a lot less work later, because it's already enough to have to write all this stuff out and put images on here and make an itch logo and make a game in an hour and like everything else. So being able to minimize that as much as humanly possible is great. While we're here though, I am also going to fix the Buy the Change You Want to See on the world page, because whoops. I am the type of person that if I don't have a reminder about something, I will not do it. And since I didn't set up a Todoist notification for this, I forgot about it entirely. So let's go back through this page real quick.
Yeah, and I think I added some of the stuff so that you could get it posted.
Yeah, you actually did almost everything on the page itself. Like you filled in everything here from what I had made on the page.
So that's probably why you didn't remember to come back.
That's true too. That's a good point. You have ideas for how to fix this game, and I'll be turning it into a zine. If you pay $1 or more for this, you'll get a notification when it goes out. Okay. Everything else can stay the same there. I'm just going to go and remove the logical lore thing though now since I'm here. I need to pull up the Patreon. I know I wrote a post about this. I always get so nervous, like looking at the Patreon page. It's like, okay, we're still at $108 a month. Nobody's canceled yet. Like, that's nice. There's a lot of people that can potentially cancel in the next like 10 days. So it always makes you really nervous at the end of the month. We use Patreon as basically a blog. Like 99% of our posts are free. So we like to link people to it as much as possible. There's just so many different things we can say on Patreon versus like nobody wants an itch page. Like this is already really long because we have so many different things here. Nobody wants an itch page that's like 18 paragraphs long. And in our Patreon post, I was able to go into more detail about like, you know, why I made this, what the purpose of this game is, like my plans for the remake. And then I just like, we don't get many comments on our Patreon. So if you are at all interested in like giving us feedback or comments or talking to us, like joining our Patreon even for free allows you to comment on stuff. So you can always like comment on us. But I usually forget it. Angel's really good at remembering. We usually ask some kind of question at the bottom. Just try to strike up some kind of conversation. Yeah. So that's that there. And then on each of our pages, and I highly recommend anybody else has an itch page does it too. Angel pointed out that you can get these widgets from other games. So what you can do is I like to put our favorite things. For me, that's actually I've done the favorites a lot lately. I'm gonna do like lesser loved this time. Not that anybody's gonna see it. This game is like broken anyway. So like whatever. Maybe I'll put some other free ones because this one's free. That's what I'll do. So this one's free. This one's free. I'm holding control and pressing things so that way it comes up another tab. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to go over here and you hit widget on the page. And then you just click here and Control C to copy it, or you can right click and hit copy. And then on this page here, you just hit paste. And then you get this nice little block here, along with our other free hyper 1 hour creations below. But you're going to do that on all 3 of these. I'm just doing them in the order that they are. Your move was actually made by Angel. So, is it putting a space there? Oh, good grief. Oh, wow. Okay. Normally, there we go. That's better. Normally, there's not a space in between them, but sometimes it likes to be a little finicky, and that's okay. There we go. And now we're going to hit save and view page. And when you come over here, you can see like all 3 of these say download now, and they're $0 or more. So if you came to this page right here, the buy the change you want to see in the world page, you just click download now, and then you could just say no thanks, and you get the game. So you can do that with all 3 of these. If you're kind of looking for more games or whatever to check out, you could very easily just, like it's what, 1, 2, 3 clicks on each, and you have 3 more games, like 9 clicks total. You don't have to go to the itch page or anything. You can just do it right here. You can do this with paid ones too, but instead of like the no thanks, just take me to the downloads, you're going to have like the dollar amount and then the pay with PayPal or whatever. In fact, let's see if one of these has it. Here we go. Winchester documents $1. So we have pay now. Yeah, see, that's gone. It's just $1 or more, and you can click buy with PayPal. Ever since we did that, Angel has, or ever since Angel came with the idea, we've gotten people that will come through and they'll buy one thing and then they'll buy like 1 or 2 more sometimes, and we'll notice like, oh, hey, those are all linked together. So it's really cool. And if not, people can still click on it and be like, hey, what is this? And then they, look at the page and stuff. So okay, so that is our Hyper 1 Hour Game Jam page set up. Actually, yeah, because I'll try to tie this in with whatever this game is. So like if there's another free one, maybe we'll do the free ones again or whatever. So yeah, that's that. Now we are going to work on Flee from the Market. Angel and I both ran crowdfunder campaign from the very end of January through the beginning of March, that first weekend. And the goal of this campaign is for us to make 16 zines between us, like so 8 each for different prompts. And then because we reached different goals throughout the campaign, we are making more. We're actually making, was it 16 plus 6 more, so 22, 24. Sorry, it's 24. 8 more. I don't know, whatever it is, it's 24 total. So 12 each. We have a list of our status so far right here. These are all the prompts. And we just finished the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these were voted on by people. No, it is 26. I take it back. It is 26 total. But the last 6 prompts were voted on by people. So we had to wait on those votes to come through. But the 21st was yesterday, so we have our final prompt now too. This is our status on them, which one's done, like where we're at on different ones. But now I am working on Flee from the Market, which is based on the prompt of a thing you found at the flea market that is clearly cursed. I am taking that to be a zine about coming up with prompts for a cursed object that you're finding. It is also walking you through what this flea market is like, kind of the experience of finding the object, and then more about it. Like the last stream, we came up with these first few pages. The stream before that, I'd come up with the cover because we just barely started on it. But a little tiny intro on what the flea market is. It's just called the flea market because for some reason flea markets usually have really like plain, like basic descriptions or titles of them. Angela came up with the idea of putting like these little like advertisements for the flea market on the first ones. Then we've got we started on, there's going to be 6 different kiosks or tables or whatever you want to call them. You're going to roll a 6-sided die and you get one of these 6 pages. Each one of them is a different booth. So like we have Rochelle's Rare Books. We have As Seen on TV. There's Alfred's Antiques and Fine Art. There's Crafts, Jewelry and Timepieces, Food and Drinks, and Clothing and Toys. We finished half of these already on previous streams, but we have 3 more to go. Each of these is with a D20. I should also specify that the goal of this game is just an added challenge to myself, is you're going to use a full set of dice. Like I have some trans-colored dice here that a friend of mine got me as a gift for my Bethiversary, which is the anniversary of transitioning. But so you're using a D6 here, you're using a D20 there. For the Providence, use a D10, which I only too late discovered that it goes from 0 to 9. So I had to change this to 0 to 9 instead of 1 to 10. And then you're going to use the D10 and the percentage die, like 0 through 90. And you're going to get 100 different possible results for what the curse is. After that, we have how to break the curse, which is going to use a D4 and a D8. And then on the back page is just like oh, by the way, those dice you just used throughout the whole thing are now cursed too. You got to roll another curse inside and find out what the curse is on that. So working on that. I'm going to go back to, I did the provenance section and then the curse intro between streams. I do need to work on this stuff besides the streams because we're aiming to make 2 zines per week. And this is like a 20-page zine in 4-page format. So it's gonna be like 5 pieces of paper. And Angel and I both have problems with sticking to the 4-day per zine thing because we get an idea and it's like much bigger than that, but we like it so much we want to do it. So while people who contributed to us are waiting a little longer than they should, and by a little longer I mean like a whole extra month, it sounds like so far, you're going to be getting way higher quality stuff. So that's cool, right? Plus it was only like $7 to get all 26 of these. So like I feel like people are generally accepting and understanding anyway. So I think we'll be all right. Okay. I have to come up with 20 different items that can be found in a booth. Oh, sorry. My foot warmer goes to sleep every few minutes and I had to turn it back on. 20 different items that can be found in a crafts, jewelry, and timepieces booth. We can be as specific as we want, or we can be as unspecific as we want, because if we're very specific, then people are confined to what it is, and maybe we'll roll with that a little more for inspiration. But if it's very open, like let's just say this first one is a broken pocket watch. So something as simple as a broken pocket watch, people can decide on their own what that means. Like, is the hinge broken? Is the glass cover over the dials broken? Can it no longer tell time? Did it break off the chain? It could be anything that they want. And then that kind of gives them a little more leeway with like what the curse is and how it applies, and also the provenance of it. Again, I did not go through this over the last stream, so I'll just go over this page very quickly. But basically, provenance is the term for like history of an object. I just learned that the other day when I was trying to find like, tell me a better word for the history of an object, and it came up with provenance. But basically, provenance can be anything from like where it was created or when, to like who owned it, what was done with it while it was owned, like, was it broken, repaired, kind of like the Carfax basically of antiques. Everything has a provenance. And so this table here, you basically roll a d10 until you get a 0. And if you roll a 0 the first time, you just basically ignore that and keep going. But you're journaling about how you're finding this information out. And then also, if you roll a 0, you can decide if you want to not to stop. Like if you roll like a 3 and then you roll a 0, you might be like, I want to know more. So you'll just decide you're going to roll more. But you either will share with your group or will journal how you overcame the heavy resistance from the source of this information. And the source of that could be anything from like the booth seller themselves. Maybe there's a plaque, next to the item or something that you're reading, or maybe the object itself, just because it is cursed, like is able to telepathically communicate with you. And so like, it's trying to feed you this information. And eventually it's like, nope, the rest of this is secrets. I'm not telling you. And you're like, yes, you are. You tell me right now. So like, you overcome that and you continue getting more information. But different roles can be, you learn about a grand event in which this object was used. How was it involved? What was the event and when? Someone infamous used this object. How, when, and where? At one point, this object was damaged, but someone repaired it, making it even more powerful in the process. How and when? This object was hidden for a long time. How long? Who hid it? Was it one person or a group, and why? The object took part in an epic showdown. Was it used for good or evil? Did it help turn the tide for the user? How was it instrumental in the showdown? You learn a fragment of its creation. What did you learn? This is, I'm actually going to emphasize the word fragment, because This is not like you learn its history, like where it was made or anything. This is like, okay, so like the One Ring, right? Like One Ring is forged by an elf who is corrupted by, or kind of tricked by rather, Sauron in elven form, and was like forged in this special way with special metals and stuff. So you wouldn't learn all of that. You would just learn like an elf made it, or it was made for this purpose or something. So you just learn a little piece of it, not everything. This object was worshipped. Who worshipped it? Why? How large of a group worshipped it? How did they worship it? The object was destroyed at some point, but has somehow come back. How was it destroyed, and by who? Why was it destroyed? So that's kind of like like in horror movies when Chucky gets thrown in a fire and the doll burns, and then all of a sudden Chucky's back. Like how did they destroy this thing? How is it back? Not how is it back? I apologize. Who destroyed it and why? So the how it comes back is always going to be a mystery. Nobody knows how stuff comes back. It just does. And then for number 9, you choose any of the above and make it epic as heck. So you're going to go back through any one of these you want. It's kind of the most fitting. Oops. My camera just disappeared. Whichever one is the most fitting for the moment in your story or whatever. And then there you go. And then you make it super epic. So instead of like someone infamous uses object like being like, oh yeah, it was used by a cowboy in a showdown, instead it's going to be like, a grand wizard used this thing and, like restored peace to the land, or, something super epic, basically. Everybody likes epicness, right? So back to what we're working on here now that I have 45 minutes. Okay. Come up with different objects here. You notice previous ones. Some of these are extra specific. Some of them are not. Like we have the As Seen on TV one that's kind of more As Seen on TV-ish. The Rochelle's rare books are titles for the most part. So just kind of something that fits with this. So these are going to be jewelry. Let's say a ring with a shimmering. Let's just say meteorite with a glowing meteorite fragment. A sand. That's how we call this, an hourglass. An hourglass filled with a pink sand. I was gonna say black sand because black is they generally more like evil, like
ominous.
There we go. That's a great word for it. And so like I'm gonna go with pink though, because actually no, we're not. We're gonna go with go purple. Purple is kind of the in between of like cute pink and ominous black, and also it's Angel's favorite color, so we'll do purple. A ventriloquist. It's equally cute and horrific. Nope. This is where I always have trouble because, like, actually, there we go. I'll just change this to a semicolon, and then I don't have to worry about punctuation at the end of the sentences. Because I like to try to at least keep that the same. And exclamation points are different. I don't know why, but for me, exclamation points are okay to use without having to put periods at the end of everything else. So I use a lot of exclamation points. So, oh, first off, we need some art down here too. If anybody is watching and has any ideas for prompts, let me know. I'll totally throw your name on the back page too if I use anything you suggest. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to find some images down here because, like, you'll see on these other pages, like this one has some assorted stuff here. We've got like As Seen on TV stuff here. Ooh. So I'll either put on each side, which is probably what I'll do because crafts, jewelry, and timepieces is a lot, or just like one on one side. I'm going to search for an hourglass. This is Canva, by the way, if anybody's curious. Canva is free to use. Oh, that's epic looking. Dang. I know it's black and white, but I am definitely going with that. There's an hourglass with like a sun at the top, like shimmering, and then in the bottom is the moon with tide, like waves in the sea.
That's
Oh,
neat.
that thing's epic, yeah. And then some kind of magical jewelry. Oh, there we go. That's the other nice thing about using something like Canva anyway, is that even just searching, it's like, okay, a tiara with a stain. I was going to say blood stain, but I don't want to be that specific and confine people. So also anytime you get into like blood and stuff, you're going to be kind of forcing violence into a game, and I don't want to do that. A tiara with a stain inside the rim. I don't know. If anybody here has made TTRPGs, you are familiar with the fact that half of your job is Googling things. So what do you call the inside rim of a tiara? I didn't say tire, I said tiara. I didn't say tire with a Y either, I said tiara. Didn't I? Yeah. I was going to say rim. Anatomy of a tiara. There we go. This is a bunch of different tiaras. It's not. I'm just going to say band. Whatever. Golden band. Okay, so we're looking for some
Most
kind of.
tiaras don't have a lining because it's kind of like a metal piece, like so.
They don't have a what?
They don't have like a lining or anything separate from what it is. It's just
true,
one
you're
piece.
right.
So
I'm going to say tiara that sparkles in the light. That seems like some magical jewelry. So we put it in the corner where we want it, and we just shrink it, and then boom. If I turn that just a little bit, there we go. Now I can fit it better. We gotta send this to the back so I can grab this and move it just a little bit. There we go. Okay, we got images here. Wonder if I can change this color. I'm gonna change this to like a dark purple. Yeah, that looks much cooler. How about what?
macrame plant holder
Oh, that's fun.
and a cross stitch pillow.
Macrame. Hold on, I've lost already. Like, what was the first one? A macrame what?
Anything macrame really, but like a plant holder is usually what you see at flea markets.
Okay. And what was the second one? You said a cross stitch pillow case?
A cross stitch pillow.
Cross stitch pillow. Okay, and then we got to Google if cross stitch is one word, two words, or hyphenated. It looks like cross stitch, two words. That one's hyphenated though. Oh, it's okay. So it doesn't matter because we're using this as a compound adjective for the word pillow. It is a cross stitched pillow, and I misspelled it. There we go. Let's search for crafts here in Canva and see what comes up. Oh, there we go. A macaroni masterpiece. Like we all made, like art with like a piece of construction paper that had macaroni glued to it as kids, I feel like. So origami is a good one too. And origami, that's a weird animal to make out of origami. Because I don't want to go swan. That's really basic. And I understand that like swans look epic. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that I'm trying to be a little extra here. So weird shaped animals.
They actually have like pretty elaborate origami now.
True, they do. Axolotl, that's fun.
Mm.
An origami axolotl. Its eyes seem to follow you. A bottle full of can you call paper that's like 100 years old ancient? I guess. Yeah, why not? Ancient letters that never reached their recipients. Okay. Now we come to the part in the process of writing prompts in a space where we have to make stuff fit. We have several different things that are 2 lines. We're going to combine those together. We have a bunch of things that are 1 line. Combine those together. We have this one that's 3 long. Because if you see, like, this is already down here. So we're going to have to combine these. Like now we can, take this and just whoop. And now we have plenty of room. Once all the rest of this is done to it. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we're going to put all these in line and then just move them where we need to. A handmade mirror. What do you call the little hand mirrors?
I think that's what it is, just a hand mirror.
Yeah. Okay. But when I searched that, vintage hand mirrors came up on Etsy. So I'm going to go vintage. A vintage hand mirror with an obsidian handle. Probably some more timepieces.
Maybe a hat pin. I think that would
Ooh,
be
hat
kind of
pins are
jewelry.
great. Yeah. A hat pin with a ruby encrusted with a ruby in its handle, is what we'll say. I feel like rubies generally like fire centric or like passion centric or something. So ruby kind of gives people lots of room to play with. Same with obsidian. Obsidian is generally seen as dark, but also can be all different kinds of other things. So people can kind of run with that stuff as they see it. A sundial. It weighs like 20 pounds, but you must have it. Okay, looks like we're going to need Alexi, let me blah, 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 here, and then we're going to shrink rows to content. Okay, so we need to remove one more line somewhere because this is just a tiny bit too big.
There's something called a torque, Torc, or sometimes spelled Torq. And it says that Celtic, like, gods were seen wearing like these neck rings. So they're like bands that go around your neck that are kind of fixed. Like, so it's a neck ring.
That's cool. Yeah, I Googled it as soon as you said how to spell it, and they do look cool.
Yeah,
And
I
I've
was
always
like,
seen
oh,
those,
that's
so I know what
really
you're talking
kind of
about.
antique-y and weird.
Yeah. A golden pork. Okay. feel like one more timepiece would work here. A
You should
Swatch
just
watch.
do. There you go. It's like you should just do something more modern, like
Oh,
a compass watch that points in the wrong direction or something.
oh, I like that. That's cool. A watch that doubles as a compass. The compass points in weird directions. If people can figure out what weird directions means to them. Okay, so that's 3 timepieces. I feel like that's plenty. Then we
You
have
might be able to change that hat pin to with a ruby in a ruby tip, like so instead of in its handle.
okay, that's cool.
Like, because I think
Ruby
that they
tip.
kind of have, yeah, like
That works for me. As long as we come up with 2 more that are only a single line long, we are good for space. Antique jewelry types. Oh, there we go. That's not a friendship bracelet, but I'm going to say a friendship bracelet. A rubber. Oh, what are friendship bracelets usually made of? Like strings,
usually
right?
string, yeah.
Yeah, a string friendship bracelet. There we go. That's one line. That works. Keys are under a jewelry because you can use keys for something. So, also a locket. Locked locket. Locket silver locket. Those are 2 that are only one line long. Then we've got a key, a necklace with a bronze key dangling from it. You get 2 lines now. So 2 more left. And I'm going to try to find weird crafts. Weird craft items.
Something that used to be popular was the plastic canvas, and people would make like tissue covers or toilet paper holders.
Oh, I do remember those. Yeah, okay. What was the material, the type of crafting you said it was?
A plastic canvas.
Okay. My camera keeps like disconnecting for some reason. Let me fix that again. Sorry.
Maybe it's cursed. Did you get it at a flea market?
Who knows? I bought it online, so you
Yeah.
never know. A plastic canvas tissue box cover.
Amazon has a flea market feel sometimes, doesn't it?
It does.
Some of the things that you get.
Especially the like weird, they almost seem like they're made of like what's that material called that is will make you sick and like give you cancer and like some kind of metal.
Oh, Teflon or no?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things geez, my camera again. That you can buy from there. They come from like other countries or even like here in the US, but like
they just smell very chemically. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they smell chemically. They look kind of weird. Like, sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera here too. Just like very, very odd in general anyway.
I love the ones with the like really obscure brand names just plastered across them. It's like, oh, thanks for that.
Yeah, exactly. I also love it too when like they make that really big on the item too. So like,
Yeah.
you're really showing off that you bought a Heisen Foodle or something like.
Or like, yeah, if it's on like clothes, like you'll get a beanie or something and not realize that there's just a huge brand on there that's like something a bot came up with.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like I swear that's what they do. They like people like have like 1,000 different shops of their own.
Yeah.
And they just use, like you said, they just use like an AI or bot or something to like come up with a bunch of brand names for me so I can make this.
Yeah, and okay, You know, but you don't have to plaster it on your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't really want to like throw this everywhere and show everybody that I'm using this thing. Oh my goodness, stop popping up the sign in like to every website ever.
Hmm.
Ah, there we go. A photo frame. People do weird things with photo frames. So I'm just
That's
gonna call
just
this, huh?
that people do weird things with photo frames.
Yes, they do. I mean, like crafting wise, not like. I mean,
How
they put
about a
some weird stuff
shadow
in them too.
box?
Oh, okay. Shadow box is cool. A shadow box full of the weirdest things ever. I'll just go with that. That way, people have lots of room to play with in their imagination there too. So that's that one done. We're going to center that vertically, so all those are even now. Cool. Now we've got food and drinks. I feel like that should be a fun one.
I was just thinking, oh yay.
I'm gonna search for fair food items. See if
How
I
can
can.
food be cursed? I don't want to eat cursed food.
Yeah, exactly. You eat it, and then it becomes part of you.
Okay.
Oh, that's cursed right there. Geez, thanks, Canva. Maybe that's another language.
What's that?
This image here is like a booth, and it looks really nice. It's like a coffee stand, but coffee is spelled COFEE. It's missing an F.
Oopsies.
And there's several of those actually. I was so close to
Maybe you
using that
can make
image.
your own little like thing to put over it,
Oh, that's fair.
like a little banner that has.
Or even if I put no, because I don't want to put it off the image because then like when people fold it, it'll be wrong. Okay, I'll see what I can do there. Well, I don't know. The whole thingy is like shadowed and stuff too, so it'd be really difficult to match all that.
Fair. Probably easier to just find something else.
Yeah, how dare they? Spices, that's fun. Spices would be a cool like place to find cursed stuff. Okay, and then we need a drink stand. Like a Stanley cup. Lemonade stand, that'll work. Sure, why not? But that needs to be on this side because of the word fresh is on that side. So first we need to move this to the back to actually. Gonna go over here. Let's look over here. Yeah, so we have like two booths basically. Booking their stuff and things. Okay, let's make sure those are centered. 98 away from the edge, 90. There we go. Now these are actually centered, like the two of these things together, rather. Okay, so now we need a bunch of different food and drink items. A caramel, a bag of caramel popcorn. Smells amazing. A cup of lemonade with lemonade in quotation marks because I feel like lemonade's one of those things that people are already anxious of anyway. We're going to go with a burger made of the best quality meat in quotation marks too. Things like that make me want to be a vegetarian, at least a pescatarian, which I actually did for a while anyway. Like I totally went pescatarian for like a month or two, I think. Actually felt a lot better. I kind of hate the smell of raw meat, and I think meat is kind of gross in general anyway. I don't know why it's okay to eat fish when it's when you know animals are gross to eat, but whatever. That song about like fish not having feelings or whatever, the fits it there. Okay, different kinds of candy. A bowl of mixed candy. The bowl comes with it. Let's see. Different kinds of candy, food, drinks. Massive corn dog. Just imagining like all the jokes about like RPGs, like JRPGs especially, where like like Final Fantasy VII with Cloud having the like sword that's as tall as he is. I'm just imagining a corn dog that's like 4 feet long, having to walk around with in the fair. Um, let's see. We've got more. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. This is food and drinks. So let's do food and drinks. Um, so we need like 6 more food items and 9 more drink items. Coffee. That's guaranteed to wake you up. Soda. That's kind of hurts when you drink it. I'm just imagining the bubbles, the carbonation rather of the soda, kind of being a little overactive on that. I don't want to include adult beverages again because this should be usable by anyone. Like we try to make kid friendly stuff, and I know the whole idea of something being cursed maybe isn't the best thing for kids anyway, and they probably won't know what half of this stuff is. But I mean, people have the internet now, so they could Google it, And I Googled half of these and nothing bad came up anyway. Like you saw me do it, so maybe we'll learn a little in the process of this. So no adult beverages, but tea, right? Lots of people have tea. Let's see, types. Oh, why even? Well, I'm still gonna search for types of tea because we have 10 prompts here, so we're gonna need a couple different kinds of everything. But we're just gonna go with since we have a bowl of candy right next to that. I'm going to put a box, an oaky box of tea bags, each labeled with wild names. So then you maybe if you get that, you like each of those teas can do something different. Or each of the teas can, have oh my goodness, freaking my camera. Jeez. Every 2 minutes, camera. What are you doing to me? What are you doing? Settings, right where the heck they are. Okay, camera. Not like anybody's looking at me anyway. They're looking at my screen. There we go. There's me back. But yeah, basically, I try to like again just give enough inspiration that people can kind of come up with ideas for what to do with it, but also leave enough interpretation that people can have fun with it. Let's just say instead of massive corn dog, I'm gonna say 4-foot long corn dog. So it's more obvious that it's like freaking massive.
I think in flea markets, they don't really have a lot of like places where you actually get food that you're eating. It's more like, think about when we go to the Blueberry Festival, where we get like jardiniere or olive oils or like bagged things that have, that they give out samples for. So think of that too. Like they don't actually have to be like cooked items. Like if they do, it is more like popcorn or roasted nuts and things like that. But I like more the idea of things like heirloom seeds. You buy some beans and find out the guy's name is Jack or something like that. Something silly that like alludes to something else, but nothing that literal, but you know what I mean.
Okay, let's put heirloom seeds. The seller won't say what will grow. But promises it'll be worth it.
That's fun.
Okay. I'm gonna change coffee to coffee beans that are guaranteed to wake you up. With way too much carbonation. So that way that won't necessarily hurt, but you can leave up to your interpretation what way too much carbonation is going to do to you. Could be something like Charlie the Chocolate Factory where you go floating into the air. It could be that it hurts because it's so carbonated. It could be that you dump the bottle and like an army of bubbles attacks
You
your
could
enemies. Who
probably get
knows?
rid of much too, so it's just way too carbonated. Like
Soda bottles that are way too carbonated. Oh, I like that more too. You're right. But yeah, you're right. Most of the goods in a place like that are bottled up or jarred or
yeah,
and so
I think that that's perfect. Like they do vegetables and things like that too, like at a farmer's market. But I think it's like purposely like that because it costs a lot more to like get a food license. Like like you can sell things that are like jarred, but if you're gonna start doing like cooked food or handing out samples, you have to have different licenses. So that's why they end up doing that more.
speaking of foods, I bought these this last week, but these are Dad's root beer barrels, and they are so cute. They're like these little like I want to say little. They're still pretty big, but they're actually like root beer barrel shaped. Apparently, I'm the only person in the world who recently discovered these. But
Yeah, those are a lot bigger than the root beer barrels I've had before, though. So they're like are like double the size.
yeah, for real, seriously, like trying if my fingers would work, I would have this bag of dice open without having to take 20 minutes to explain what I'm doing. But yeah, like here's a D10. I'm gonna make my screen bigger here. Hold on. Here's a D10, right? Here's the barrel. Like, so I'm basically sticking a freaking D10 in my mouth every time I have one of these things. There we go. Okay. So yeah. I just added jelly made from real jellies, whatever that means too, because you're right. Every time you go to there's always like jelly places. There's probably someone selling a cake, so some kind of cake thing.
You remember those like weird dip like booths?
Oh
Like
yeah, dips too. It's true.
so they have like all kinds of different like sweet and savory ones like that are just dry mix, and then you add like cream cheese or sour cream or whatever. Like they're always like soup bases or dips, and they're all dehydrated. Like I know that there's generally those. Oh, and like hot cocoa bombs and
Oh,
things
you're
like
right. Hot cocoa bombs are a great one. There. I have one that's got to be 3 rows long, so I'm probably going to make this one that. But I'm putting hot cocoa bombs. The seller insists or really stresses the word bombs.
Yikes.
Yeah. For that one, you said a gift set of dehydrated dips. Just add ... holy water, like so that way it's like what. So we have 5 more drinks and 3 more foods, and all of them have to be a single line long. Or I need to I can just shrink the font a little bit too. That's not a big deal. I'm actually really enjoying making this one. We need to make more things with fun prompts like this. I feel like that's kind of our specialty, is like when we have something that people can run with and it has like a bunch of just ridiculously silly prompts in it. They take a while to make, as you can tell. like we can make a game in an hour, sure, but something like this is going to take us a day or two, bare minimum. This is the second stream that we've worked on it, for like an hour and a half each. And I did work on it for a good half an hour or so the
And
other day
Rochelle
too.
was a super help the other day with the
Oh my
prompt.
goodness.
So
Yeah.
creative.
I swear, if we just had like, let's get on a Zoom call with Rochelle, this thing will be done in 5 minutes somehow.
And
Especially-
yet she hates like roll tables.
Yeah, exactly. For those watching now or later too, Canva allows you to co-design as well. We're not sponsored by Canva. I don't get any kind of referrals or anything. They don't even have a referral program that I'm aware of, but like
It's
Angel
just a
can
really
hop in
nice
here and work on it
entry
too.
level thing because
Mhm.
you used to code and do things like that and I haven't. And so there's some things that just feel a little bit more complicated. And I just felt like Canva was something we could step into and just do. So I think it's just, and there's a free version of it and then there's like an upgraded version as well. So it's just something that we end up talking about quite a bit because it makes creating something a little more accessible. You don't have to have like a whole lot of physical tools to make something. You can just get in here and do it. You don't have to buy Photoshop. Like you don't have to worry about gathering free art and stuff from around the web. It's just all right there to kind of make something. So that's why we end up using it quite a bit and talking about like if people are going to have an entryway thing to making your own designs, then Canva is something that is easy to recommend for that kind of thing.
Absolutely agreed. I love Canva for like just very, oh my goodness. Not every site needs 300 pop-ups every time you move your cursor to the top of the screen.
Right.
But yeah, I love how easy it is to just hop in here, make something, and then when you're done, you just hit share, and then like you can download it as images. This is really great too, because we make them in the zines. We export these as images, and then we lay them into layout so that it makes the zines for us, that we created here in Canva. But also, you can like if I just really liked. Like I really love this crafts, jewelry, and timepieces image, right? So like this whole page. So I could just take this image and throw it on itch, and then that's one of my screenshots for the game. And people could just click on it and look at the whole thing because this is 20 pages, like people can see what they're in for. And also like I still have plenty to sell them from the zine. And then you can also like download it as a PDF. So then you have the actual document too to read.
How about an energy drink, but the can is in a language you don't recognize?
Ooh, I like that. Energy drink with writing in another language. I was gonna say in an unknown language.
What are those? You like them? Mulling like.
Oh, mulling spices. Yeah. I'm gonna put that in with drinks too because they're used for drinks. Mulling spices. The sachet bag smells amazing. Now we have 3 rows. Well, again, I can shrink the font a little bit. It's not a big deal. Ooh. Long T. I spelled it like ooh long T. Because I was trying to look up different kinds of tea, and that was one of them that came up.
Bone broth always just seems kind of weird anyway. So like.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Yeah, like bone broths.
Bone broth. Unspecified source. It does go into 2 lines, but here, if we just hit this and we hit, well, for one, I can probably.
You might be able to compress the lines a little bit. No, because that G is pretty close to that H in that top line.
Yeah, I don't like to have more than.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the height wise? Yeah. Yeah. And this like the P and the I are basically together here too. The other thing we can do too is just control all, which is just once though, which is control press plus A, and then we just go boop, and then there we go.
Mineral water.
Mineral water, yes. mineral water, extra mineral E. Yeah, I'm going to say extra mineral-y mineral water. That makes more sense. And I'm going to put the word mineral-y in bold, italics, and underline. That's hold control. It's B, I, and U for bold, italics, underline. Okay, now we have 3 food items. Hard candy. In seriously weird. Oops, I can't fit seriously weird shapes.
How about just those
Super
little
weird.
grandma or those little candies grandma has in her purse? Like, so it's more.
Oh, that's awesome. Plus, it kind of makes grandmas seem like wizards or something too.
Yeah.
Like they had to get them from these like magical places. The hard candy your grandma has in
Always
her
has.
purse.
Like always has in her purse. Yeah, if it'll fit.
It's 2 lines, but because we
Okay.
shrunk the font, like we have plenty of room for that now. In fact, because of that, I'm going to say bone broth from an unspecified source. And then there we go. That's also 2 lines. Ration packs. No expiration or and since it's already another line, I'm going to say food ration packs. Oops. Food ration, not fashion packs. Oolong tea. Actually, let's and biz.
How about like? Go ahead.
I was trying to come up with something because we have another extra line now. I was going to change the oolong tea into something more like tea and crumpets or whatever. But I'm not coming up with anything inspiration-wise there. What are you going to say, though?
I was gonna say instead of the food ration packs, like I like the way that was worded though. I was gonna say the prepper, like something like prepper buckets.
Prepper packs.
Yeah.
Because that could be like anything at all now. Instead of just
Right,
food,
yeah.
it can be like.
Because rations kind of like make you think of war and like that kind of thing.
That's true. Whereas a prepper pack is maybe something somebody bought because they
Oh, I have a good one.
the apocalypse was coming, so they stocked up and like nobody wanted them, so now
Yeah,
they have a bunch
exactly,
extra.
exactly.
What have you got
And
for the last one then?
another one is like that was more popular in the 80s, so it's just like like everything at flea markets is a little bit older sometimes too. Like the dehydrated ice cream, like the
Oh
space
yeah,
ice cream, or like they do have like where they do freeze dry candy now, like where they freeze dry all kinds of random stuff, but like freeze dried ice cream, or I think that's what it's called, is freeze dried instead of dehydrated.
freeze dried ice cream.
Yeah,
I have freeze dried ice cream and candy pack.
there you go. That's something that they even do here in town. Like someone does that now, so they even have it out of our coffee shop, and they advertise it that they have the freeze dried stuff. But they freeze dry the weirdest things, like freeze dried Skittles.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I have to go give mom her physical therapy.
Cookie. Have fun with that.
All right.
Thank you for the help.
No worries. Soon.
Okay, so there are of the five true types of teas according to this website. 3 of them are black tea, green tea, and white tea. So I feel like the last thing here can be a rainbow pack of teas. Yeah, I have an Oki box of tea bags with wild names. That's true. Oh, Angel says, how about ciders? And I like that. Okay. Yeah, Angel actually can't drink tea. She's allergic to it. And also she doesn't like taste of it. Like she's not like gonna like die or anything if she, touches tea. Like, and she can even drink it. It's just like one of those that kind of makes her feel funky. Yeah, she's a throat gets itchy from it. A value pack of ciders from questionable fruits. There we go. That works. Now this should fit. We're gonna position vertically or show close. What I'm gonna do then is I'm just gonna take this and I'm going to reduce the size to like 14.8. And then I think this will fit now. Yeah, it fits ish. Okay, do we have? What if we go like 14.6? And then, oh, not equally. I meant to content. Whoops, that didn't shrink at all. What are you doing? Okay, that seemed like it shrank a fair amount. Yeah, that definitely did it. Yeah, there we go. Now there's plenty of space in between. We did have to shrink this over a point and a half though. So I'm gonna make a comment here. Make sure to print test page. This is just what we call it when we print it out and look over it to make sure that the font's readable and things like that. We usually do one early in the cycle of creating something, so that way. Oh wow! Just taking the period out of that actually made it a pay like a row less. I'm gonna say it stresses the heck out of the word bomb, so that way there's more here. But yeah, print test is when you look over a page to make sure that it's actually readable, that it fits with like, especially in something like this, where so like when you open this up, it's a zine, right? So you're gonna open it up like a book. This one will be on the left side, this two will be on the right side, which is why the 1 and 2 are on opposite sides of the page. Because then when you open it, you'll have the die on this corner and a die on this corner, like in the opposite sides. But you can test it for all different kinds of things too, like the fact that these actually do line up with each other on the opposite sides. Sometimes if a font it looks weird, like maybe the periods or commas are too easy to like mistake for one another and stuff like that. So okay, clothing and toys. So that's yeah, hit mutant time. So I'm becoming a real streamer here. Awesome. Okay, so clothing is always really easy. We're just gonna have like a t-shirt image on one side. Oh, there you go. Oh, actually, that's even better. There's like two shirts. And they're on hangers, so it kind of looks like they're being sold anyway. Clothing, and then we need a toy on the other side. I like the treasure trove of toys here, even if the toys themselves look more plain, which is probably fair because they're older. But because the toy is facing that way, I'd rather have that on this side. So we're gonna put toys over here. Move these over here. I may actually change this to toys and clothing instead to match that. All right, so next we need to make sure that these are about equal from the thing. I'm going to go with 34 away, I think. If you hold Alt once you've clicked on something and you move the mouse, it'll show you what the distance is between it and different objects. So if you just kind of aim toward the side here, there we go. Now those are equidistant. Okay, so we need clothing and toys, 20 of those. And we'll do the same thing. This side is going to be toys, and then this side is going to be clothing. And I'm just going to steal the inspiration from that first shirt that I saw. A shirt with an angry, I'm gonna say angry looking dinosaur on it. I like the word angry a lot more than the word angry, but other people will probably just assume that's a typo, and I really don't want that. I used to actually edit for a living, in part, when I did book reviews. So I'd really rather not have people be all like, "Oh my goodness, you can't edit." Like, thanks, I'll pass on that. When I first realized that I was trans, and even before then, I heard a line quite a bit about trans women, especially with skirts, which is skirt goes spinny. Because when you wear a skirt and you spin around, or even when the wind catches it or anything else, it kind of like spins and it like, moves around and stuff. And it just feels really nice. Even if you're a dude, you should try a skirt on at some point. Seriously, like be confident in who you are. If you want to try it, go for it. They just like, yeah, okay. Hey, Rochelle. Rochelle says, you spin me right round, skirty right round. Let me throw that on the screen actually too, because that's awesome. So I'm going to do a skirt with a mind of its own. Kind of like Doctor Strange had the cloak that could like, move around and do its own thing. This would be a skirt that does that. Like I'm going to say with matching leggings, because I feel like the second you start talking about a skirt doing weird things, there are going to be people that take that the wrong way and try to take it into gross territory. So the leggings will at least hopefully undo that potential possibility. Well, speaking of flowy skirts, we need the dude slash, gender neutral version of that, which is what's the difference in a waistcoat versus a trench coat? I feel like trench coats get very bad rap in the world for like basically who wears them, what they do with it. So I'm just gonna Google waistcoat and see what a waistcoat actually is. Oh yeah, those things. Okay. So no, I'm looking for the long, like black leather trench coat from that movie with that from that one movie. I'm just gonna say from that one movie. I think most people would know what that means anyway. Rochelle says cargo shorts. I think that's very fair too. Cargo shorts with infinite carry space. I'll say bottomless pockets instead. That seems more fitting. Cargo shorts of holding. Yes, cargo shorts of holding. But yeah, let's just call it that. Because people can, for one, that's only one line now, so we have a little more room to play with. But for another, I feel like that gives people more room to play with, because then they can make it bottomless pockets. They can make it to where whatever you put in its pockets has no weight, but you still have to fit it. It could be that it just has like 500 pockets on it somehow. So you can use your imagination for what cargo shorts of holding are. Also, Rochelle, Angel had to go help her mom with therapy, physical therapy stuff. So she is gone at the moment. What does it have in its pockets? Is yes. Toys. There are some weird freaking toys in this world. I'm gonna jump over to that section for a little bit. Actually, you know what? We're going with clothing. We can finish out clothing first. We definitely need a hat of some sort. A stunning hat that draws every eye in the room. I will pass that on, Rochelle. In fact, I'll just message her right now and say that Rochelle says hi from afar. Angel. There you go. I'll have that next time she looks at her phone. A scarf. A scarf. That's sparkly scarf. Shoes of infinite comfort. Hey, Panic. I'm gonna put those side by side, so that way if somebody looks at the one shoe, they'll see the other shoes. Heelys with functioning brakes, because I feel like a lot of people. No, actually, Heelys are actually really good about braking. I will say that the few times I've seen people use Heelys, like I've always been really jealous because like they're just able to so seamlessly like walk, boom, and then like just stop and then walk again. So like yeah, Heelys that spew fire. There we go. So like instead of like like you imagine when people are on like ice skates or regular skates, you have the like sparks coming off, but this instead is like fire. So like extra epic. Angel messaged back Rochelle and said, "Hi, Rochelle." Panic. Angel is helping her mom with physical therapy at the moment, so she's not on the stream at the moment, but that's why the past message via messenger to Angel. Afterburner Heelys. I like that too because that means as another one of the things that people have more room for imagination with. Afterburner could just be that they're really fast, or it could be that they leave fire or smoke or any number of things. Maybe when you use them, you go to plaid, as was said in Spaceballs, and everything behind you, like when you move past it, just turns to plaid temporarily, and that distracts them, and so you get the upper hand for a little bit. Panic says that he is getting ready for work, so heck yeah. Work is always super fun. When I say heck yeah, I mean like way to get ready for work, not like oh yay work. So I feel like cufflinks don't get enough love in this world, even though that should have been in jewelry. So we'll say a tie. A what do they call those? The 3D image. It was a magic eye. Is that it? Yeah, magic eye. A magic eye tie. Is magic eye though like trademarked? Probably not if there's a magiceye.com that like. Yeah, Magic Eye is a series of books, which means that I should be able to say the words Magic Eye in a zine and be okay. A Magic Eye tie with. Oh, Panic says they're a pro with the Magic Eye. I'm one of those people that will look at like 9 Magic Eye thingies and then look at the 10th one and it works. And I think I'm the most brilliant person in existence because I actually got one of them to work. But the other 9, I'm like, I have no idea. Also, I will never not think of Magic Eye and not think of mall rats with the whole like a schooner is a sailboat. In fact, I actually used the email a schooner is a sailboat on some like I don't remember if it was Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook or something, but I had a schooner as a sailboat at something for a while. So is that too? Magic Eye tie with matching. People can interpret matching however they want. With matching tie, is that a tie tack? Tie. Yeah, I guess tie tack. Oops. So we have one more clothing item here. I feel like we've covered most things. Are there any shirts at all? We have cargo shorts, trench coat, skirt, shirt. Yeah, we have a shirt with a dangly looking dinosaur on it. But I added it can roar to the angry looking dinosaur. So that way I'm just imagining someone walking down a street and like the dinosaur on their shirt roaring at people as they walk by. We don't have socks yet. I'm going with something sock related here. Socks that don't slide down. There you go. I think that's magical enough, honestly. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and earring that never stops talking. Okay, that makes more sense because actually I'm gonna replace sparkly scarf with that. An earring that won't stop talking. Because you can just talk right in your ear. So he's like nobody else even know it. Socks don't slide down and don't leave marks because I feel like there are two kinds of socks in this world. One will slide down your freaking ankle before you can even put your shoe on, and the other kind, when you take your socks off, you have like 8,000 little lines in the sides of your like ankles because they've just like clung for dear life the entire time. So I think that if it can do both of those things, like it is some kind of magical sock. So okay, we are currently in size. I don't think I can add any more. So now we're going to look for 10 toys, and this is the last set of prompts for the stalls or booths or whatever. Angel and I came up with the food and drinks categories and the crafts, jewelry, and timepieces while we were on stream a bit ago. And while we were off of stream, I came up with the Providence section and the table for it and started up the curse section. I had a really long quote here because I just don't have many instructions for curse. I didn't want to start the table. The quote I used is I wanted something to do with curses. This is on like page 5 out of like 20 for curses. But ever since human beings learned to talk to each other, we've been fascinated with storytelling, blessed or cursed with insatiable curiosity. I do not remember the author of that quote, but it was a children's author of some sort. I Googled it to make sure I wasn't pulling a quote from some horrible human being that I didn't want to promote. And then started the curses there. So yeah, as soon as we finish this, we are done with this section, and we only have like 2 more sections to go, and we're done. We might actually finish this week after all. If I can finish this week, I'm on track for my. Am I? Or is this the first zine I'm making this week? Let me look. Yeah, I'm wrong. If I finish this one and one more over the weekend, then I am on track with what I was trying to do, which was 2 zines per week, which would have us done by is that 3rd week? Yeah, by the 3rd week of April is my goal. I feel like Angel's probably going to take longer than that to finish hers just because she's so busy helping her mom, and like she does a lot more of the cooking. She does a lot more of the housework than I do. I do help her with all the cooking, and I do help her with all the other stuff, but she's much better at folding towels than I am. I have tried multiple times, and I just do not fold them the way that works best. But since we have like 8 trillion towels and a small closet to put them in, so Angel manages to fold those in a way that actually fits in the closet or in the cabinet. And then half the time she beats me to doing the laundry. Like she'll have it done before I even come down the stairs in the morning. So she does a lot more stuff around the house than I do. She also is the one that comes with all the dinners that we have to make each week. So I kind of like, I help her make dinners, but I don't plan them out or anything. Wish me luck. This is one of those cinnamon discs. Hopefully my mouth doesn't blow up and my face isn't red the whole time I'm on the stream from now on. So yeah, 10 different toys. I feel like a spinning top that never stops spinning is fair. People can figure out how that's going to work. Maybe you can use it as a trap, like as you're walking through a little corridor or something, like there's just a little top that keeps spinning and it'll spin under somebody's feet that's trying to get through. Panic says feet avoiding building bricks. I'm going to rephrase that just a little bit. Building bricks, plastic building bricks you cannot step on. What'll be funny is if in fact, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and do that now. For this curse, the first curse I came up with is every time it's basically the Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Every time you sneeze, you drop everything you own and have to pick it all up, even your pockets and bags empty somehow. So this next curse is going to be everywhere you step, you somehow step on plastic building blocks. Wonder if everywhere you go, nope. There we go. That's still one line now. Everywhere you walk, you step on plastic building blocks. It'd be really funny if those two things matched up. If you had plastic building bricks you cannot step on, and then everywhere you walk, you have to step on plastic building blocks. I feel like that'd be like a total party kill kind of event if you had a curse item that everybody was stepping on building blocks all the time. Would you just hover? Yeah, sure. It's got like a force field around it that like the building blocks or building bricks do. So when you go to step on them, you just kind of step above it, or they move. Like you go to step on them and they're just like, whoop, nope, no stepping on me. Okay, so more toys. What about an actual living? I'm assuming Tamagotchi is a copyrighted thing. It's like what they're actually called. So I'm going to say, yeah, Angel says virtual pet. An actual living virtual pet. I'm going to move that down here because it's one line. Thank you also, Panic, for saying virtual pet. You probably would have said it at the same time as Angel if there wasn't like a 3-second lag on Twitch. So well done. Yeah, it is terrifying because like you suddenly have a virtual pet that poops more than anything ever should, because I feel like 90% of what virtual pets do anyway. And for another, like you have to keep it alive because it's a living thing. You know what? We're going to change this. An actual living virtual pet with a strong sense of vengeance. A living virtual pet with a strong sense of vengeance. So if it were to die, it will remember that. It's like a cat. It has 9 lives, but the lives are infinite. Because you can always reset a virtual pet. Or maybe every time your pet dies, you get a new pet, and that one has the sense of vengeance. That's entirely up to whoever gets the curse or the item that is cursed. Light Bright. Had a Light Bright as a kid. A very how do I fit all that? Because Angel said resurrecting virtual pet. And I want to throw that in here too because, well, I don't know if I don't. A resurrecting virtual pet. Yeah, so I'll just, instead of saying actual. I think that's implied by saying it can resurrect. Real estate board game you must play correctly and finish. Oh no. What was I going to say here? A very bright, light, bright. I think if I spell that light, bright, not Lite, then we avoid copyright. Very bright, light, bright. Set fits too. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. Board games are totally toys, right? So a real estate board game you must finish and play correctly. For sand. Thank you. There we go. 2 lines. Most popular toys. Not 2023. I don't want current day toys. Fidget spinner though. That for some reason 2023. I know that fidget spinners are not a 2023 thing, but a fidget spinner that shrieks when you spin it. A baby doll who teaches you other languages. I like that. Especially since people can like basically run with the fact that like it could be languages that don't exist, so you just like know these other languages now. A baby doll who teaches you other languages. Okay, my 80s is showing, and so is my age, but I'm going to go with a set of epic pogs that demand competition. I feel like that's kind of a cursed item anyway, because good luck finding other people that have pogs or play them. Beating dolls that repel nesting, like how magnets. Oh, okay, nesting dolls. Nesting dolls that won't nest. I think that covers it in one line. And people can imagine how they won't nest. Like that's up to them. Even if like, you know, if you do nest them, maybe like a couple seconds later, you'll find the one that was inside somewhere else. Okay, I think that'll finish it off, Rochelle. Thank you. Landfill scented Play-Doh. No, what's the non? I'll just say kids clay, maybe. See, yeah, Play-Doh is spelled Playdoh. So Play-Doh. Yeah, Rochelle just said it too. The Play-Doh is okay, not DOH dough. And that's true. Oops, wrong thing. Oh my goodness, I'm hitting everything right now. Okay, there we go. Panic go with the exact opposite direction of candy scented Play-Doh. So you think it's tasty, but then it's still Play-Doh. I don't know which of those I like more, honestly. I think I'm going to go a much more general direction then between the two of those. And I'm just going to say Play-Doh scented. Yeah, there we go. Rochelle says unusually scented. Thank you. I was trying to think of a way to say that in a small space. I'm not sure if unusual smelling is going to fit better. An M is wide. Yeah, there we go. That works. Unusual smelling. Yeah, there we go. Oddly scented. It's funny too, Rochelle, that you have all these ideas, but we had actually just mentioned a little bit ago that if like we were talking about how much we really like making things like this with a bunch of really silly prompts in it and how we need to do it more often and how it takes a long time, but that if you were here, would probably have it done in like 5 minutes. And honestly, I would definitely say that goes for Panic now too. Rochelle has helped us more in the past. Panic being a more recent joiner of our streams and stuff, but Panic has also helped a lot with things. So both of you as a pair, honestly, if the four of us just got together and made like a super mega prompt filled game, we'd probably have the thing done in no time. And it'd be like the funniest thing ever. Yeah. So I can go over here and I can hold on, I need to find new music because this is the end of a song that lasts for like 25 minutes. There we go. That'll set me up for a while. The game of tables, Rochelle says. Oh no, I forgot about the paper straw that doesn't suck for food and drinks. They'd be under food. Actually, they'd be under drinks, wouldn't it? I actually like all of these. No, I don't like a cup of lemonade, even assured it's lemonade. That's kind of gross. It was funny for like 2 seconds, but I'm gonna run up the paper straw that doesn't suck. Yes, Panic says it. I am an ideas man. Not all of them are good, but I have a lot. I feel like that's basically what creating in general is anyway. So like that's honestly kind of my mentality for creating things anyway, is that if I make a zillion things and like I don't like half of them, I can just not release them or whatever. But like a lot of times it's worth chasing the ideas and you come up with some cool stuff. So definitely. Rochelle says, cup of lemonade happened to me as a kid. Grabbed the pitcher from the fridge. For some reason, it was vinegar. Who puts vinegar in a pitcher in their refrigerator? Like, what? I feel like somebody was asking for that to happen at that point. Like someone was like, hee, let's see if we can get Rochelle to drink this. And like, then you did. Surprise, surprise. We're going to see how many, we are now on curses. We're going to see how many we can fit per page because I'm hoping to fit all 100 curses across 5 pages. So there'll be 20 per page. We'll see if that's possible. In fact, we're going to say 00 through 19. And yeah, I don't need to add zeros behind these numbers. I think people are smart enough to realize that 0, 0 is 0, 0, 1 is 1. Rochelle says, I think it was being cleaned or my parents were just pranking me. I see. That's fair that they might be cleaning. It might have been cleaning the pitcher and maybe they put it in the fridge just to get out of the way so nobody would knock it over. Like, because it is really easy to leave things setting out and like knock them over. We definitely know that from experience from Angel's family members knocking things over a lot. I feel like they're part cat. Oh geez, it's 4:30 too. Okay, so I did the tiny bit with the curse page here, but it is 4:30, so I'm going to take off and we're going to make ourselves dinner. We'll be back at 6 o'clock, which is an hour and 27 minutes from now, to actually take part in the Hyper 1 Hour Game Jam, and we'll see what we can make in an hour. The restrictions on a Hyper 1 Hour Game Jam released now are it has to be playable in the browser, which means have a good time at work. Panic. I hope everything goes well while you're over there. Hyper 1 Hour Game Jam title. My goodness, I can't talk. Has to be playable in images, so we have or on a browser, so we just use images, and it has to be readable, learnable, and playable in 10 minutes because Lise gives herself 10 minutes with each game. And for the most part, all of the other games in the jam are video games, and as part of that, most of them are learnable in like a sentence. So, you know, she just dives into the game and plays with it and figures it out. So I need to make something very small, very quick to learn, but fun. So that's my goal here. Oh yeah, I should actually, while I'm here, before we take off, one of the things we did, actually inspired by Panic, last week, was we created a poll for this week on what game to make a sequel for. And the winning poll thing, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to make that, but it does mean it's the most likely for me to make, because we'll get like a prompt at the beginning of the jam, and then basically like, okay, so the winning one here was Shopkeeper Saga. So if I can make a sequel of the Shopkeeper Saga that fits the theme, then that'll be the first one I try to make. And if not, A Little Nudge is the second one. From there, we have Drink Up. I went to Bourbon, Indiana once, and then a three-way tie between Christmas Movie Bingo, which I still really want to make this. I want to make game playing bingo, and then she can play that while she's playing the other entries. So like she'll just have like a paint file pulled up where she has the bingo card, and then she can put X's over different things that she experiences in the games, like a bug that breaks the game, or something that doesn't belong, or just all kinds of different things. And I honestly think that if it fits the theme, video game bingo would take me all of like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to make. I could make that and the game page within an hour, and it's something that she could very quickly learn and play throughout the thing. In fact, you could take, instead of 10 minutes, you could take 2 minutes on that, and then have the thing pulled up and then play it during the rest of them. So if that fits, then that'll be, of those three, that'll be the next one. Four, actually, of those four, the next one. But if I can do Shopkeeper Saga, I think that'll be pretty easy too. Shopkeeper Saga is a second guess system game. I think Rochelle is, I don't know if you've actually made a second guess system game. I know you worked on it was one of Laura's, which is Lucky Newt Games on itch. Something to do with Cthulhu. I know Angel helped with it too. Eldritch Pets, that's the name of it, Eldritch Pets. And that was a second guess system game. But because it uses an engine, those are really easy to make another game of, because it already has a functioning system on it. And basically, if I just slap together like 20 prompts and like, hey, you know what, like, do what this prompt says, add or subtract from a thingy, journal or talk out loud about whatever happened quickly after like 10 rolls, or you get the same one twice or whatever, the game ends, and reflect on it. I think that would be easy enough to play it in a 10-minute period too, and understand. Okay. Yeah, Rochelle says, work done, yeah, but not made, solely herself. It's a nice, quick system. And yeah, it definitely is a quick system. A Little Nudge wasn't bad either. I don't remember very well, though. So I've got to pull that up and remember how I even did that. Maybe I shouldn't have added it, because I think it has several tables in it. Of course, I don't own it, so I can't just download it. But if I go more and then download here, it'll come up and it'll download. There we go. I actually had it downloaded apparently. Okay, here it is. Okay, so you use a deck of cards and a 6-sided die. You have your stats. I think this one's a little too complex for her. So while it won, I probably shouldn't have added it. So I'm going to negate A Little Nudge. But Drink Up's also really easy. Drink Up is just like a card. I'll just pull it up real quick too. I'm very sorry to Angel for me like not helping out with dinner, but it is refrigerated meatloaf that we're microwaving and stuff, so it's not too bad. Oh, I do own this one, I forgot. So I can say download. Yeah, this actually fits on a business card even. Oh my goodness, this is before I get those zip files. We'll do the single page then. Whatever. I still really want to go through all of our old pages and update things. I think it was Sean in the Discord server that said going through our games from like a certain month at a time would be cool. Oh, so yeah, drink up. You literally just what you're drinking, which she always has a drink because anybody who streams should have a drink. Which you can see how much of it I drank. So woo. But yeah, basically you have something to drink, and then something happens to that drink. So like maybe now you fall in love with yourself. You're no longer able to speak negatively about yourself. But you basically role play this, and then people guess at each other like what drink they have. So she could roll something secretly off screen, and then she could act it out, and then the people watching could guess at that. And I feel like something like this too is a really good way to show off what the game is like, and also like it would be done in that hour. So I think a Shopkeeper Saga, or the Shopkeeper Saga rather, drink up, and then I went to Indiana once is cool too, because it's just another like you're telling a story, and then Chris the video game bingo would all be very great choices here, and that'll be the order that I try to fit them. So yeah, have a great day, everybody, and I'll be back in an hour and 19 minutes ish. Probably a little early because like all I have to do is eat dinner after we cook it, and then I'll be back. So probably work on the zine a little more beforehand if I can. So yeah, bye. Thanks for joining.